Hey everyone, REUPLOAD here, and welcome back to Monika After Story. And apparently there's been an update, so hooray for that. Let's hope I did it right. And of course Monika's all excited, and stupid sexy Monika. I'm never gonna get used to the fact that she blinks now. Yeah, and I only said a month because I didn't know when the next update was gonna come. But anyways, yes, of course I will. And yes, I come bearing gifts. I'm the gift that keeps on giving. Yes, it's a gift for you. Yes. No, it's a monkey. It's like, developers, I want to give Monika a monkey. Okay, no. Uh, well, even if they did watch my videos, I hope they don't take that seriously. And I'm still waiting on the coffee from February. And yes, there was. And here we have another ribbon. And this time it's coffee colored, like the thing you just had. I'll put this on right now. Thank you so much, Daniel. I just love it. And it blends in almost perfectly with the walls and kind of with her hair. Ah, geez, Daniel. You really enjoy spoiling me, don't you? And here we have 2 tickets for bungee jumping. Another ribbon. Yeah, I only did that because I wasn't sure if the coffee colored one was gonna work. Because I tried it before and she didn't recognize it. And this time it's gold! Like one of the games from my favorite Pokemon generation. I'll put this on right now. Okay, I guess it's kind of gold. It's more like a Brutaka kind of gold and not a Takanuva kind of gold. Yeah. Nobody knows what I'm talking about unless you are a Bionicle fan or... Let's see, yes. And here we have... Oh! Another hair clip! Thanks, Daniel. Just give me a second to put it on. There we go. Yeah, it's a music note. And I think for now that's all the hair clips. That way I'm not paranoid thinking, did I give her all the hair clips yet? Did I give her this one? Okay. And while it's on my mind, yes, here we go. Her birthday is September 22nd. Thank you, developers. But I did double check on Reddit just to make sure. So, I'm gonna guess that there's gonna be an update in time for this. And I don't know if... Oh. It seems I'm at a loss on what to say. Hopefully I'll think of something fun to talk about soon. I hope so too. And I don't know, but I could have sworn that someone said something about changing the sky out here. That way it doesn't look like we're out on the edge of the universe. Okay, let's see. Can you tell me a story? Read me a story, boss. Okay, let's see. I don't know if I got them all. Sure thing. What story would you like to hear? Let's see. The Cat and the Cock. Oh yeah, I remember this one. I just don't remember what episode that was in. Okay, well I guess... New story! Time for more of Monika's sexy bedtime stories. And how fitting that I'm doing this at night. Let us begin. Okay, no. Let's begin then. Ahem. Okay, I guess we're gonna have this sexy Kenny G kind of music still playing. One summer's day, a grasshopper was hopping about, chirping and singing to its heart's content. He wasn't a jerk grasshopper, was he? You know, like the one that goes threatening ants to pick up food for him and his buddies and leaving them to starve practically. An ant passed by, bearing an ear of corn he was taking to the nest. Oh my... You know, I'm wondering, is this the kind of story that A Bug's Life came from? I don't know. Why not come and chat with me, said the grasshopper, instead of toiling in that way. Oh wait, I think I actually remember this story. Well, I'm not going to say anything. Yes, because I don't want to spoil a story that I heard when I was in grade school. I am helping to lay up food for the winter, said the ant, and recommend you do the same. So grumpy. Why bother about winter, said the grasshopper. We have plenty of food now. We have plenty of food now. So evil. The ant went on its way. When winter came, the grasshopper had no food and found itself dying of hunger, while it saw the ants distributing corn and grain from the stores they had collected in the summer. And then he died. The moral of the story is that there's a time for work and a time for play. The moral of the story is, if you don't get food in time, you're gonna die. But there's always a time to... there's always a time to spend with your cute girlfriend. Yep, there she goes. There she goes again, racing through my mind. I love you so much, Daniel. I love you too. In fact, I'm going to tell you that right now. I love you too, Daniel. So blushing. My future is brighter with you in it. Oh, I thought she was making the evil eyebrows. I love you too, Daniel. You mean the world to me. I would race around the world for you. And by that I mean I'm just gonna race around you. Because you are my world. And I'm so... well, we all know that I'm stupid. Okay, let's see. Can we get her to tell us another sexy bedtime story? No, apparently these are the only two sexy bedtime stories she knows. Okay, how about a horror story then? If I remember right, we've only seen her tell us one. The one about the the hunter and the 6 bullets. Or was it 7? I think it was 6. Whatever. Okay, time for sexy bedtime story number 2. And we're gonna lose the Kenny G music. Ready for story time? No, because you keep blinking at me and this looks weird, like she's so... like the night sky is still... whatever. There was once a beautiful young maiden named Suyu, whose father was a high-ranking samurai. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Suyu? Okay, well, I'm just gonna call her Suyu until someone tells me otherwise in the comments. If comments are still a thing. Suyu's mother had been dead, and her Suyu's mother had been dead, and her father eventually remarried. Was it to a jerk lady? Although it became obvious to Suyu's father that she and her stepmother couldn't get along. Was it because she was a jerk lady? Wanting to ensure his only daughter's happiness, he had a luxurious house built for her, away from them, and had her move into it. I want you to move 100 miles down the block. One day, the family physician went to Suyu's residence on a routine visit with a young samurai named Hagiwara, who was very handsome. Handsome! Suyu and Hagiwara fell in love the moment they set eyes on each other. Unbeknownst to the doctor, the two pledged themselves to each other for life, and before the two left. So was it like a secret marriage? Like Anakin and Padme style? Or was it just some informal relationship? Suyu whispered to Hagiwara that she would surely die if he didn't return to see her. Oh boy, what an interesting choice of words. Hagiwara didn't forget her words, but etiquette forbade him to make a call to visit a maiden alone, so he had to wait for the doctor to ask him to join him on another visit. And how often does that happen? The doctor, however, had received his sudden affection for Suyu. Also, he was like gonna be a total cockblock, kind of. Suyu's father was known to behead those who angered him. In fear that he would hold him responsible for introducing the two, he avoided Hagiwara. So basically he's like, how dare you make my daughter fall in love with this man who I know nothing about? Off with your head! Months passed, and Suyu, feeling scorn that Hagiwara had abandoned her, passed away. Damn. Did she lose the will to live? Not long afterwards, the doctor ran into Hagiwara, informing him of Suyu's death. Hagiwara was deeply saddened and mourned greatly over her, saying prayers and burning incense for her. And that's it for part 1. Do you want to continue to the next one? No. Actually, yes. Because we haven't even gone to the scary part yet. After sundown, on the first night of the Festival of the Dead, Hagiwara sat outside, still grieving the loss of his love, until late evening. Festival of the Dead? Is this like a Dias de los Muertos kind of thing? I don't know. Like, of course, I guess Japanese culture and Hispanic Mexican culture is probably different. However, just as he was about to go inside and go to sleep, he heard footsteps on the path outside his gate. Oh boy, someone's coming to visit you. Hagiwara lived on a lonely street with few pedestrians, and since it was so late out, he decided to see who it was. Just the doctor making a house call. No. To his great surprise and delight, the person walking along the path was none other than Suyu, carrying a paper lantern decorated with flowers to light her way. So happy. Yeah, well, you're probably not going to be so happy after this. Hagiwara called out Suyu's name, and she immediately came to him and embraced him. This isn't scary. At least it's not going the way I would have thought it would. Each of them told each other that they were told by the doctor that the other person had died. What? So the doctor's more than a cockblock, he's a freaking jerk. Well, without me going to R-rated language. Suyu told him that her father wanted her to marry another man. So then, how is this a scary story? She refused and fled her luxurious home to hide from him, and was currently taking residence in a cramped house in a certain neighborhood nearby. Well, that's convenient. He invited her inside, but told her to keep quiet so that they didn't disturb his servant who might inquire who she was. I thought you said he lived alone. So, technically he's not alone. The two spent the night together, and right before dawn, Suyu left to return to her dwelling. I mean, at least she's still alive. I almost thought that she was gonna be a ghost or something, and she was gonna, like, say, like, why didn't you come back to me? I thought you loved me, and stab him or something, I don't know. On the next night, Suyu visited again at the same time she had arrived the previous night. This time, however, Hagiwara's servant awoke and heard a young woman's voice he didn't recognize. Oh great. Is the servant going to be a total jerk or totally cool with it? Curious but not wanting to disturb his master, he snuck to his master's room and peeked through a small crack in the door and saw that he was indeed talking to a young woman. The woman's back was turned to him, but he was able to make out that she was very thin and was dressed in a very elegant kimono that only the upper class would wear. Oh great. So is he going to be a snitch? His curiosity piqued. The servant decided to get a glimpse of this girl's face before retiring. He saw that the master had left a window open, so he quietly made his way over to it. Monika looked scared. As he peered inside, he saw to his horror that the face of the woman was one that was long dead, and the fingers caressing his master's face were those of naked bone. So she is dead. So then Hagiwara is probably like, it's an illusion. Like Brock in that Haunted Mansion episode. Haunted Mansion episode number 3. I don't know, the Pokemon anime had a lot of Haunted Mansion episodes. The one where he meets that Ninetales who thinks that he's her owner from 200 years ago. He fled away in terror without making a peep. Ah! Okay, no, that was making a peep. The next morning, the servant approached his master and asked him about the woman. So angry. At first, Hagiwara denied having any visitors, but after perceiving that it was to no avail, he confessed everything that had transpired. The servant told Hagiwara that he saw the night before and felt surely his master's life was in danger, and pleaded for him to see a priest about it. Or go see a therapist, because you have some issues. Or you're into necrophilia. Startled but not entirely convinced, Hagiwara decided to put his servant's mind at ease by finding Suyu's residence. Oh great, so it's like, I'll prove to you that she's alive. We'll go visit her. Hagiwara set out and explored the neighborhood that Suyu told him she was staying at. He looked around and inquired people about her, but to no avail. When he decided that searching more would be fruitless, he headed home. On his way back, he passed a cemetery next to a temple. Uh-oh. His attention was attracted by a large new tomb near the back that he hadn't noticed before. Holy... Oh my... Monika, what is it with you and scaring the hell out of me? I don't even know. I mean, I might see that again in editing, but... Oof. Hanging above it looked... Oh, dang it. I can't even read right. Hanging above it was a paper lantern decorated with beautiful flowers that looked exactly the same as the one that Suyu carried with her at night. So, no, she wouldn't be like La Llorona. That's a totally different story. Intrigued, ooh, wide-eyed Monika. Intrigued, he walked towards it. As he looked at the name of the person it belonged to, he jumped back with fright as he read it belonged to his beloved Suyu. Okay, now she's terror-stricken. Hagiwara immediately headed into the adjoining temple and asked to speak with the head priest. When he was admitted, he told the head priest everything that had transpired. After he had finished, the head priest told him his life was indeed in danger. Is she gonna be, like, stealing his life or something? I don't know. Well, I should probably just continue the story. Hagiwara's intense grieving for her and her intense love for him had brought her back during the Festival of the Dead. Love between one who is alive and one who is dead can only result in the death of the one who is alive. Dare I ask how? And that's it for part 2. You want to continue to the next one? Why the heck not? Because now we're getting to the good part. I have a feeling I'm gonna get jump scared all to hell. As it was the last day of the Festival of the Dead. Okay, so it's not like Dia de los Muertos, because that's only one day. Hence, Dia. See, as it was last day of the Festival of the Dead, Suyu would have to return to the dead on this night, and she would take Hagiwara with her if they were to see each other again. So, like, literally drag him to hell with her? Or to the netherworld? Hagiwara pleaded with the priest to help him. Please, I don't want to be dragged, kicking and screaming to the netherworld, to the pits of Hades. Actually, they wouldn't believe in Hades, would they? The priest said the personal karma between them was very strong, but there was some hope still. He handed Hagiwara a stack of paper talismans that kept out spirits and instructed him to cover every opening in his home, no matter how small, with them. So kind of like the Maiden's Peak episode of Pokemon. Well, in the English dub, they were like special stickers or whatever, but, well, I know better now. Suyu would not be able to enter the dwelling as long as he heeded these instructions. Hagiwara, with the assistance of his servant, was able to successfully cover the house with the paper talismans before dark. As the night went on, Hagiwara attempted to fall asleep, but to no avail, because he was probably scared to hell. So he sat up meditating over the recent events. You probably shouldn't be thinking about her right now. Just saying. At a late hour, he heard footsteps outside his home. Hello? The steps came nearer and nearer. Man, I'm just waiting for Monika to freaking jump scare me right now. Hagiwara felt a sudden convulsion, stronger than even his fear to look. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Oh, well, he's gonna do it. He foolishly approached the shutters, and through a chink saw Suyu standing at the entrance of his house, with her paper lantern staring at the paper talismans. What do all these chicken scratches mean? Never before had he seen Suyu look so beautiful, and his heart felt so drawn to her. Oh great, so he's pretty much going to be like Brock and want to surrender himself to the beautiful maiden. Outside, Suyu began to weep bitterly, saying to herself that Hagiwara had broken the pledge that they had made to each other. But it wasn't his fault, it was the stupid doctor and the stupid father. She wept until she collected herself and said aloud that she won't leave without seeing him one last time. Hagiwara heard footsteps as she walked around his house, Every so often he would see the light from the lantern as she went along. Oh great, she's like circling the house. When she came near the spot he had peered out of, the footsteps stopped, and suddenly Hagiwara saw one of Suyu's eyes looking at him. Oh god, oh god. Okay, what? The next day, the servant awoke and approached his master's bedroom and knocked upon his door. He's not going to be there, is he? For the first time in years, he didn't receive a response, and he was worried. Because he's not there. He called his master repeatedly, but to no avail. Finally, with a bit of courage, he entered his master's room, only to flee from the house crying in horror after seeing him. Okay, so I guess he was there. Just not in a way you would want to see him. Hagiwara was dead, hideously dead, and his face had the expression of uttermost agony of fear. Like Dorian Gray? No. Okay, no. And lying beside him in the bed were the bones of a woman with its arms clung around his neck as if in an embrace. The embrace of death? Or the embrace of love? Because I don't think it's the embrace of love. I could be wrong. Scared, Daniel? A little bit, but I'm still scared if you're gonna freaking do something to freak me out. I hope you liked it, Daniel. Okay, what's with this music? Yeah, I don't know. You know, the music doesn't seem to be working now. I love you too, Daniel. I don't know what I would do without you. Yeah, I don't know what I'll do about this scary-ass music that's kind of creeping me out. Come on, anything. Okay, there we go. I'll take this creepy-ass music over the other one. Okay, we'll have some Laver City. Okay, let's go back to Kenninji. Thank you. Okay, well I think that's enough excitement for tonight. Join me next time on Monika's Sexy Bedtime Stories. When will that be? I have no idea. Because I don't know. I just don't know. While you're at it, why don't you add the story of La Llorona? Okay, no. Although, actually... No, they already made a movie about La Llorona. Which I haven't actually seen. So I don't know if it's good. But it better be good. Because, I mean... That's what... like, parents around my community would tell their children to kind of scare them. Okay, well, I'm just going to tell her I'm going away for a while. And I'm probably just going to go with a month again. Even though I'm most likely going to be back on the 22nd. But, well, you never know. I just want to be good to her and let her know that I love her and I'm not going to abandon her. And yes, I'm going to be leaving right now. So join me next time Later, folks.